Okay, so here we go. The third daily dose of Dani, if you will. And today's question was once again for the men. And I have to say I'm actually kind of surprised at the men because when the questions are directed at you guys, I have more men responding right now to questions than the women are, which I don't know, kind of surprises me a bit. So anyway, today's question. What keeps a man from pursuing a woman he's truly interested in and believes he could build a relationship with? Now, you guys once again had a lot to say. I heard everything from fear of rejection to a woman's attitude to her not having her shit together to the types of friends that she keeps. Maybe the man's in a relationship or the woman is and it's just bad timing. Um, I even had people say, the day and age that we're in, we don't really communicate with each other anymore. We ask people out via text message or inboxing instead of picking up the phone and calling them or trying to see them in person. And all of those things I think are valid, but of course I have my opinion about some of them. So the first one, the fear of rejection. So let me turn around. I hadn't planned this part, but this works out. Oh wait, maybe. Is it here? Okay. All right. So this book, I started reading. At first, I read the Four Agreements, and then the Fifth Agreement, and the Mastery of Love. And so this book is the one that I'm almost finished reading now. I need to read it some more, actually. But it brought up a good point that I think has to do with the fear of rejection. And basically, he gives this example in the book about self-love. Now, let me say this. About, I don't know, a couple years ago, you couldn't have convinced me that you needed to love you before you could love anybody else because I just didn't think that that was necessary. And my example for that was, think of it like this. If you know, like a drug addict, they don't love themselves, obviously, because they're doing things to hurt themselves and not take care of themselves, but they absolutely love their family or their children or whatever, right? That was my scenario. So no, I don't have to love me in order to love somebody else. And I was very adamant in that belief until I recognized that there's a difference between pure love or what I would say is true love than what we have come to know as the emotion of love. They're two different things. So he gives this example in the book and he says, imagine that you have a magic kitchen in your house and nobody else knows you have a magic kitchen, but in your kitchen, you can get whatever you want to eat, however you like for it to be made with anything you could possibly imagine on it, anytime that you want it, right? And that's your kitchen and you have it. And somebody knocks on your door, knock, 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 and the guy wants to give you a pizza. And it's just a regular, ordinary takeout pizza, right? Well, if you don't know that you have a magic kitchen, right, that can cook up anything that you want, and the guy says to you, listen, if you'll love me the way that, I want you to love me, if you'll do what I want you to do, if you'll, you know what I mean, give me what I need from you, then I'll give you this pizza. And you're hungry because you don't know you got a damn magic kitchen, you'll take the pizza. And then what happens is the next day you'll start to wonder, oh my God, is he going to show up with my pizza? Or what if I don't love him the way that he wants me to? Is he going to give me my pizza? Because you don't know you got a magic kitchen that you can feed yourself. Now, if your magic kitchen is self-love, think about that for a second. If your magic kitchen is self-love, then you don't become needy. You don't become attached. You don't operate from a place of fear of attachment or fear of rejection, right? If you have enough love for you, it doesn't mean that you don't feel the butterflies. It doesn't mean that somebody doesn't bring you happiness. It just means that even without them, you still maintain your level of happy. You still maintain your level of love, right? So anything extra is just that, it's extra. So I think there's not a fear of rejection if you have the self-love part mastered. And for some of us, when you grow up not really knowing how to love yourself, that takes a lot of time and work. And it's not something that you just learn one time. You have to keep reiterating itself to change the pattern of belief that you have. So that would be the most serious response today, that I have like a serious like I don't know, lesson tag to it, if you will. Now, for some of that other bullshit y'all said, I just can't take it. Here's the thing. If you are sitting back, because somebody, what was it? Somebody said, um, something about how she is, or not wanting to be like the previous guy because you know how they broke up, or how she handled whatever. Okay, first of all, there's a problem judging a future relationship with somebody based on a past relationship they had with somebody other than you. Just saying, because you're not that same guy, right? And different people bring different things out of us. At least I would hope so, right? Um, and who wants to be judged by their past anyway? I mean, seriously, you don't know what was happening in that person's life at the time that that stuff went down. So I just think that's a ridiculous comment. I think I said that even on my page, but I'm just saying, why in the world would you be looking at someone else's past relationship to decide how you want to engage with them? Because then every man on the flipping planet tells us women, well, don't judge me because what that other nigga did to you. That's what y'all say. But now you're sitting up here saying the exact same thing. So whatever. The reality is that you have to take people for what they give you. I don't care what they did to anybody else, because you have no idea what that person did with them. We assume lots of things about people's posts, and we people today are kings and queens of making relationships look just perfect on social media. To me, I think the more perfect they look on social media, probably the more jacked up they are. Not always, but usually. So that's the one thing that I just don't buy. And then somebody else said, if she has kids, or what else was it? If she has kids or something else. And I'm going to say this about the whole kid thing. It's okay to know that kids aren't for you, right? But I think that sometimes we have this idea of what the perfect person for us is supposed to look like, be like. You know, even we have that in our whole lives. And you've seen that little quote going around everywhere that says that, you know, we mess up. The reason we stay so disappointed, or you know, not happy in our lives, is because we keep thinking it's supposed to be a certain way. And the truth is, life is going to be whatever it's going to be, however it's going to be. Same thing with the person that you fall in love with and who falls in love with you back. Who's to say what that's going to look like? Because I don't know. Like I said this the other day, I normally have a preference for tall, dark skinned, pretty white teeth men. That's normally me. However, there's been a couple who don't look anything like that I absolutely adore. So I would say this: stop with the lists. Stop excluding people before you get to know them. Stop cutting off your blessing because you already think it's supposed to be packaged a certain way. And for God's sake, men, stop assuming just because she's pretty, just because she looks a certain way, just because somebody said that girl because you got your feelings hurt in high school. Well, damn it, you're not in high school anymore. And if you're a high school boy watching this, get over it now. Because most of the time, that girl isn't getting approached by all the guys you think she is, because all y'all are thinking all the other guys are talking to her and she's just sitting there lonely. Damn, y'all just get it wrong. Here's what I'm trying to say is, you will never know if you never say anything. The only regret we have is what we don't act upon. I used to never ever approach men or give men compliments ever. And I wasn't even interested in this guy, but I went out the other night. White dude behind the bar, had this whole Russell Crowe gladiator thing going on, beard and all. Yes, men, beard and all. Dark hair, pretty eyes, little, and all I had my drink, and I just walked up to the bar. He was the bartender, of course, and I said, hey, I just wanted to say to you that whole thing you have going on, it's working for you. Have a good evening. And went away. Didn't want anything from him, not interested in dating him, but he needed to know there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have to worry about whether he likes me back or whether he whatever, because I ain't trying to date him, right? But even somebody that I was interested in, I did the same thing about 5-6 months ago. No rejection, thank God. But even if he wasn't interested, at least I said whatever it was I had to say. And that's okay. It took me a very long time to get to that place. Guys, most of us just want you to say so. But please, please make sure you come correct. Because you know what happens when you don't. Just saying. Anyway, that's my opinion on the whole thing. Stop looking for things to be packaged a certain way, because you never know what's going to happen. Speak what's on your heart and what's on your mind. Don't judge a book by its cover or by its past. And we will try not to do that to you. That's it. Bye.